Hi. So this is Jeff Phillips. I'm going to be the instructor for the fall 2020 edition of the of CS 3190 on foundations of data analysis. So I just want to give you a quick preview of what the course is going to be like, and to kind of test some of the infrastructure for the class. So the lectures are going to be live on Zoom. And so I'm currently recording this on Zoom. I'm doing a live Zoom call that I'm the only one who's currently logged into. But during the semester, during the regular times, everyone can be in. And so we did this fairly successfully in my class in the spring semester as well, with over 100 people in it. It actually works pretty well and easy to ask questions in the comments, and I can monitor those during the lecture, and those come in pretty quick, and I can answer them live. If you want to ask a question in person with audio, with video, that's totally fine as well. The lectures are also going to be live streamed on YouTube. So it means that if your connection is not as good, you're not able to kind of get really good performance on Zoom, you can watch it on YouTube live, or it's going to be archived there and pretty much immediately. It's sometimes there's some weird delay for 24 hours, but pretty much you can often get in there kind of while it's going and go backwards to start, or it's available immediately after the lecture. And so YouTube, it's all sorts of capabilities to buffer and all this stuff. So at pretty much any kind of any bandwidth you can get the videos also. So from YouTube. So then the lecture itself are going to be mostly me writing on a tablet. Okay, so if I do this now, you're viewing my tablet, and you can see me, and I can write stuff like the sum of x is equal to x and some set x of some function of x, and I can write mathematical notation on this. I will occasionally add some slides with some pre-made figures in here, but most of the stuff will be is going to be done on the actual tablet. So this class, when I've taught this 3 times before, I've lectured on the whiteboard in the past, and last year we actually recorded this on the whiteboard. It was also live streamed on YouTube. But I've taught my other courses on the tablet, so I'm pretty familiar with this interface, and I think this should go well. And I will save these recordings of my notes on the tablet, and then I will post those online afterwards. So you'll also get those in case you're unable to make the lecture. So the other thing it's important to see is that one of the other aspects we'll go through some coding examples. I don't have a demo to show you now, but we'll probably do this on Collab, which is which has a Python interface and basically is command line stuff through Google, and you can type and see what stuff does, and I will have some public files on there. There won't be a lot of programming in this course, but that will mostly be done there. I haven't quite worked out the best way to do this interactively with the class, but the minimum, you'll be able to see what I'm doing on the screen. For that, we'll do a different screen share directly on my computer. And right now, what I'm showing you is the course webpage. I'm still getting this ready for the semester, but the course webpage will have link to YouTube and the playlist, and has a schedule of all the lectures, when the homeworks are out, when there are going to be quizzes and tests, and you can keep track of everything here on the webpage. And eventually it'll have our office hours and stuff like that. So one other thing you will see is that the There is a book for the class. It's a book that I've been writing. You currently cannot buy a print edition. Hopefully by the end of the semester, you actually will be able to, but for now, it means it's completely available online for free. And there's a book that's, 200 or so pages, and we're not going to cover all of it, about half of this book. So you have access, and you can find this off the webpage as well. Most of the rest of the class will work through Canvas, and I will post more details about stuff on Canvas in the future as well. So the last thing to talk about is I want you to start. So from the content delivery standpoint, I believe this course being online, the ability to interact with me through online office hours and in the lectures will be almost just as good as if we had in-person classes. The hardest part is probably going to be for all of you as the students. When you have a regular schedule and you're physically coming to campus, you kind of have this built-in mentality of now is learning time. But when you're at home and you're stuck at home, I'm stuck at home too, that's the really challenging part. You need to kind of get locked in and identify time to do it. And it's best if you can do it during the lecture time, but I realize that's not available for all of you. So it's going to be recorded on YouTube. You can watch it later, but do not get far behind in this class, right? It will make everything harder. Try and keep up with the schedule, set a regular schedule for when you're going to watch the lectures and all that sort of stuff. One last thing I will recommend is try and find someone else or a small cohort of your friends who are like your accountability partners, people who are checking to make sure the people you would say hi to in class kind of say hi to online as well, and keep up to make sure you're both watching the videos. If you're comfortable or already kind of opening up your circle of people who you're interacting with in person during this pandemic, I'd recommend actually forming a pretty small group to watch the videos together. Then when you can talk amongst yourself without interrupting me while you're watching the videos, ask each other questions. So I've been doing videos partially online in my classes for about 8 years now. And it was usually about like 10% of the class who were watching this way. One of the most successful groups was a group of engineers from like Adobe or some local company. And they took out part of their workday and all sat in a conference room together, and 4 of them watched the video together. They could discuss amongst themselves, they could ask questions through a slower interface than we've had before, but it was a very successful group. So start thinking now, is there someone you already are, talking with who you could watch the video with in person, or if not, have a side channel chat with them and have an open conversation. This will keep you more engaged. So that's me for now. I'll have more updates later. And we're hoping to add some more kind of cool things to keep you engaged, to keep the kind of the schedule tight so you don't get kind of lost when you're just kind of at home with all these videos you're supposed to be watching, which is a lot harder mentally than having a fixed structure of going to class. But if you get this right, I think it can be even more efficient way of delivering the material. All right, so I'll have more updates later, and then I'll see you in fall.